And so when you have a victim that for the first time is encountering law enforcement, and law enforcement is saying, hey, you're prostituting, here's your fine, they don't even know that there's another option to identify themselves at. And so in Romania, for that survivor, when they do finally get access to resources, to programs, by the time they get to them, they have months, if not years, of fines that they've accumulated every time they encountered law enforcement. So you have these service providers now that are trying to get them into a place where they can get a legitimate job, rebuild their life, get independent housing. And yet the instant they get their very first paycheck, most of it is confiscated to pay for those fees. And there's no legal remedies in place in Romania to get rid of those fees because they did not identify as a victim in that first encounter. And what we also have to realize is that for those that are in the sex trade, there's a journey that led them to that place. I talked to multiple service providers in Romania, and they confirmed that just like in the US, it's the same in Romania, that sexual abuse started between the ages of 3 and 8. And there's vulnerabilities that led to them eventually being recruited into the sex trade. And recruitment looks different for each person. Some of it was a boyfriend method to where he wines and dines her and he calls it a love and he promises marriage and a happy life. And he says, but we just need to pay these bills. So can you just work on the streets for a short amount of time? And so how does she not blame herself for that? How does she not realize that what he describes as love is really just manipulation and coercion, which is legally defined as trafficking? But she doesn't know that. All she knows is that she's desperate to be loved. I also think there needs to be systems in place to forgive those debts that she accrued while she was in prostitution, those fines. If she's in a program, if a program that is legally sanctioned by the government identifies her as a trafficking victim, why can the government not forgive those fees? Because she will never be able to be successful in life with those fees in blocking her path.